As women, we tend to take care of others, our husbands and our children, and with all the details of their lives, and put ourselves on the back burner.
I was actually 7 months late for my mammogram. I was really busy taking care of my elderly mother and my family that I let it slip aside. I ended up making an appointment, never ever thinking they were going to call back and say that I needed to have a biopsy done. I guess I never really thought of what was the face of breast cancer, but I didn't think it was me. I've always thought I was healthy, I eat right, I exercise, and here I am. I was diagnosed earlier this year, stage 1. Unfortunately, it was a very aggressive form of cancer.
I was 28 years old with 2 very, very small children, and I remember the overwhelming feeling of the diagnosis, and I don't think any of us forget that day and what it feels like.
I remember the day that I found out. I spent a whole day in my closet, asked my husband to leave, and he was heartbroken, and I just cried all day.
So I sat there, and I'm not even sure that I was able to comprehend it at first. You know, it shakes your confidence. You just don't know the future.
When you get all of this information, when you start off, it's really overwhelming. I didn't know what it meant. You know, I think the first thing that you think of when you have cancer is that, oh my God, I'm going to die.
The unknowns have always been the hardest thing for me. At night, I remember, lying there after the kids had gone to bed and all, just really overwhelmed with how this was going to play out.
You can't help but have hard days through this process. You really can't. So it's the night before my next round of chemo, and the night before I have my treatment, I get quite nervous. Well, it's Tuesday morning, chemo day, and I didn't sleep very well last night, even with taking a sleeping pill. So I guess we're off here in about an hour to see my doctor. You know,
I don't think any cancer patient can really say, I've got it licked. But you can hope and you can work towards staying healthy.
It's realistic to have hope, because that's how human beings survive. And I believe that anybody who is struck by a life-threatening experience, it kind of shatters that illusion of immortality and invincibility. What it really means is that you don't get to deal the cards, you only get to play the cards. I think for healthcare people, it's really critical to either help or allow people to find a way to come to grips with that gives them the hope that, yes, I can survive, yes, there's a meaning to my life, and to put things in context.
I have a different connection with each doctor, but I feel very close to all 3 of them.
But they were in different locations, which made it more difficult, instead of all of them being together, where they can confer with one another.
The best thing, I think, for women is to have their doctors nearby so that they can actually interact with one another as the process is going on.
What we hope we'll do in a women's cancer center is bring all those things together. Gynecologic issues, sexual issues, psychiatric issues, people who deal with prostheses for the loss of a breast, reconstructive surgeons for breast reconstruction. All of these things are things we'd like to see in the center, in a place where it's in a cohesive package and where women can get at it easily. Not only will it make it easier for the patients, it will make it easier for the physicians, and I think the kind of cross-fertilization intellectually that can happen among the medical staff when they deal with each other every day can't help but promote more progress.
When women get together, we tend to bond, understand one another, and there's such a compassion there. And I think that's what we would find with the Women's Cancer Center. I think that not only will we find that with the doctors that are here, but also with supporting one another.
Cancer patients become a community. It's one of the reasons there's even the possibility of Women's Cancer Center. It's that community that is pushing this forward.
Well, I'm just thrilled about this opportunity for the new True Women's Cancer Center. I think that's a huge step in the right direction that will affect so many, many women. You can't change the situation, but you can make it easier for people to get through it.
I don't think about tomorrow or the next day or the next day. I think about today and how beautiful I can make today.